I believe that Africa is the future of the world. I believe that Kenya can lead Africa to the future of the world. And I just want to be a part. In the way that I felt about Harlem, and I was 100% right, I totally feel about Kenya and Africa.
Okay.
Like, this is the future. You want to be playing in the future, this is where you need to be.
100.
Yes.
So Troy,
Yes,
how
thank
are
you.
you
for,
today,
First of all,
first of all?
thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
I'm honored
That was a whole hour drive.
to be here. You know,
Yes.
it's a little trip from Westlands, but it was cool. I was excited to get here.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
any way that I can rock with you, I'm rocking. You know. So,
Yeah, you're very welcome here.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna start a little far back. Your
A long time
childhood.
ago.
Long time ago.
I'm really old, so childhood starts in the 60s.
Childhood. I mean, that's a good time. Those are the good old times.
Oh, the 60s were nice. They were
Yes,
nice. The 60s were nice.
So tell us a little bit about, like, you know, special memories that you have from your childhood, and you know how that has shaped the person that you are today.
Well, I was born in Camden, New Jersey, but then moved to Philly when we were like about 5 or 6, and come from a big family, big, loving, unbelievable, great family.
Oh, wow.
Raised in Philly and during the 80s, and went to Howard University. From there, the greatest university in the world.
I agree.
The Mecca, HU, you know. And went to Howard University and majored in radio, television, and film production.
Yeah.
And while at Howard, I started interning. Into your young viewers, the importance of interning is extremely important. And back then, they didn't pay interns. Like now, at least in the States, now they pay interns.
Right.
But back then, interns didn't get paid. But I
Yeah.
treated it like it was a paid job.
The commitment.
Yeah, the commitment was there. It was like my life wrapped around my internships.
Yeah.
Because I knew when I graduated, I wanted to have a job. I didn't want to have to search for a job.
Right. Here
When
we
I
call it
graduated.
tarmacking.
What,
You didn't want to
tarmacking?
tarmac.
Okay, you're laying down the tarmac. Got it.
Yeah,
So I was tarmacking while I was
You didn't want to tarmac. Yeah.
while I was at Howard, and
Gotcha.
interned at a bunch of different places like BET, like when they
Wow.
first started out. Shout out to Billy Woodruff, who's now like this famous Hollywood producer and director and stuff like that. But I was interning for him, and then moved over to CBS Records,
Okay.
which eventually became Sony Music. So Sony bought CBS Records, and underneath of CBS Records and Sony now is Epic and Columbia Records.
Okay.
And then there are a bunch of subsidiary labels underneath of them. So when I was interning, it was for CBS Records. I did that for like 3 years. And then,
Interning for 3 years.
yeah, non-pay, but
Yeah.
I was literally like, I was working there 40, 50 hours a week, along with going to school, along with being the president of school communications, along with partying, because I partied, and a whole bunch of other things. But I didn't sleep when I was in college. I just didn't sleep. I wanted to work, and I wanted to have fun and get decent grades. I didn't get great grades. I got decent grades.
Yeah. I mean, you got into Howard. That by
Yeah.
itself.
Well, that was a good shot, but I still
Right.
didn't have great grades.
Okay.
But I realized in my industry, in the entertainment business, it's more about who you know.
Right.
It's no one ever asked me what my GPA was. Like no one. It was always, does Troy work hard?
Right.
Is he a good guy? Is he loyal? Is he responsible? You know, not
Character.
Character. It was
Right.
never, no one ever in my entire career has ever asked me what my GPA was. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go out and try to get that 4.0. All right, I was a 2.7 guy, 2.7. That was me. It's like C plus. But I knew that if I worked hard enough, someone would offer me a job, whether or not it was with CBS Records, whether or not it was with BET, whether or not it was with WKYS, which is still a radio station in DC. I interned there. WHMM, which was a TV station that Howard owned. I had my hands in all of those different things.
That's impressive.
And building relationships is so key in this business. You know, you could have a 4.0, but if you don't know anyone,
doesn't work for you.
the guy with the 2.7, me, is going to get the job.
You're winning out here. Yeah. Yes.
And I've told my kids, I've told my mentees and young people all the time, like, if you're interning somewhere, when you're gone, when you're not there, they should miss you. Someone should say, where's that Troy guy at? Like, I need him today.
Yeah.
Like, they should miss you. If they ask you to get coffee, be the best coffee getter they've ever had. Wow. If they ask you to do anything, just be the best. Just don't do it.
I love that.
Do it at a high level so that they notice, like, wow, that's really good work. Like, we need him on the team when he graduates. And shout out to a man that I love dearly, who's one of my best mentors. He's like a father to me, Don Eason. Who we're still friends today. We talked last month. I've known this guy since 1985.
Wow.
He called me one day and was like, yo, when you graduating? And I told him, he was like, okay, cool. I'll have a ticket for you to come to New York the day after you graduate. And you'll be working for me for Epic Records.
That's amazing.
I got a position for you. So I was like, wow, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Like I remember that phone call like it was yesterday, and that phone call was made in 1984. No,
amazing.
not 1984, 88.
88,
It was made,
okay.
That's when I graduated, so from Howard.
Right.
So I can hear the phone call. I remember where I was at. I was in the kitchen at my parents' house. You know, and he called, and you know, I just remember like it was yesterday because that was the beginning of my career.
That's amazing. I mean, what inspired you to be so driven at such a young age?
I hate to lose. I've always been extremely competitive. I played sports, and I think sports is very important for people to do because it brings out that primal thing inside of all of us, whether or not you're male or female.
Correct,
to win. And competition, whether or not you can't play sports, if you're playing chess or checkers, or if you're doing if you're an artist, like if you draw or whatever, paint, if you sing, that's all competition. You know, all competitive things bring out that primal instinct in us all to win. And it caused me, I was just like, I'm not going to lose. And my friends in the School of Business used to tease me. They're like, Troy, when you graduate Howard, you're going to start out working for some bum freak newspaper in Opelika, Mississippi, making like $15,000 a year.
Oh, no.
You know, like that's going to be you. While we're going to be working on Wall Street, you know, making $50,000. And $50,000 was a lot of money in
Back
1988.
then.
You know, that's like maybe $150,000 now. You know, coming out of college.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So I was like, my idea was, you know what? I'm going to be working in either New York, LA, DC, one of those three places. That was in my head. I was like, I'm not working in any small town and working my way up. No, I'm starting big time.
You started high up.
And that was in my head. I was like, what do they call that now? People say, is that words of affirmation or whatever they call that when you say positive things and you just say it's going to happen and it happens.
Or declarations.
Yeah, declarations. Yes. Or just prayers.
Right.
Like,
that,
Lord,
that's
I want to work in New York.
Make a way.
You know, so that's what drove me. I hate to lose.
Wow.
Yeah, to this very day, it drives me.
Right.
You know.
And that is something after our last conversation I said I'll pick from you. I remember I told you I want that winning spirit, that just like lioness, you know,
against
mentality.
the odds. Yeah, like
because it works for you. Right.
You know, and I've taken when you do that, you're going to take some L's. Like I've taken a lot of L's in my life. But I've always, even in coaching, because I've coached sports, football, American football. Basketball and baseball, and always tell my team, like, if we lose, it's a loss. But if we lose and you learn from it and it makes you stronger and better, that
It's okay.
L for loss turns into a L for lesson.
Oh.
So I don't mind.
It migrates to a lesson.
Yeah, it's a
I love
lesson.
that. Never heard
like
that
so,
before.
yeah, you're gonna get your butt kicked, but as long as you learn from it and you
Yes.
become stronger and smarter from it, then it was a
Right.
lesson. It wasn't a loss. So from all my losses, all my butt kickings, which I've had a lot of them, I just look at them as lessons.
Wow.
A lot of them I've learned. I'm still stubborn,
Yeah.
so some of them I still haven't learned.
Yeah.
And they're just losses. But I try to turn those losses into lessons.
Yeah, and you know, it goes back to what you said when we started, just before we started the podcast, you said it all starts up here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
What are you meditating on? What are you telling yourself about who you are?
Right.
Because sometimes that just self-sabotage of looking down on yourself and that constant, it's louder than what people tell you.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
I always say the
Because
devil
you
is loud.
meditate. Right.
The devil's real loud.
Right. But you conquered it.
Oh no, because I know
Yeah.
he's loud. Like
Right.
you gotta know.
Brush him
Like I
off.
hear you, but I'm not
Right.
listening to you.
Yes, I'm not giving you no attention.
I'm not giving you no love, bruh.
I know.
None.
Yeah, I know.
Cause he be loud.
Right, very, very, very loud. And then after that, there was Harlem, right?
Yeah.
I
so
want to hear about how
I
you
love Harlem. Like I'm a Philly guy.
Yes.
So people from Philly, like Kenyans wouldn't really understand this, but if you live in Philly, you don't like New York. Because New York gets all the shine. Like it's like the big brother and you're the little brother.
Right.
So you don't want to give New York no love. Coming from Philly. So I've always been like that. Like my ex-wife said once we were somewhere and she was
Yeah.
like, someone asked where we were from. And I used to always say, yeah, we live in Harlem, but I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
And she's like, you actually lived in New York longer than you lived in Philly. You're a New Yorker now. And I was
Right.
like, no, I'm not. I just reside in New York,
Right.
but I'm from Philly.
Okay.
And if you look at artists,
true to your roots.
if you look at people from Philly, no
Right.
matter where they're at in the world, they claim Philly.
True.
Like Will Smith, you know he's from Philly. Kevin Hart, you know he's from Philly. Jill Scott, she's from Philly. You know, like we talk about the roots.
Right.
Philly, like you say Philly all the time if you're from Philly. No matter if you lived in New York for 100 years,
Yeah.
you're still from Philly.
Right.
So moved to New York and lived in Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
And then
Fancy.
well, I was working for CBS/Sony Music, and they was paying me good.
You're young and living
I was young,
in Manhattan.
living in Manhattan, 24th floor,
life.
Midtown.
Come on.
I was literally looking out at the Empire State Building and the
Yeah.
World Trade Centers when they were still up, and the Hudson River, and had a big balcony, 1-bedroom apartment. Like it was nice.
I can
Very,
imagine.
very nice. But
Yeah.
the trick to it was, I loved that and it was great. But then one of my good friends, his name, shout out to Lynn Burnett. Lynn Burnett started Vibe magazine. And a whole bunch of other magazines and Black networks and stuff like that. He called me one day and he's like, Troy, I want you to buy a house in Harlem. And I was like, dude, you're crazy. Like Harlem? Like, no way. Like that's the hood. Like, why would I buy a house in Harlem?
Right. I
He's
live
like,
in
I was like, I
Manhattan.
live
You're
in the
tripping.
middle of Manhattan.
Right.
Like, I don't have to do nothing.
Right.
Back then, there was no Uber Eats and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But the grocery stores would deliver to your apartment building. And I had a car. They would valet my car. Everything was so convenient. I was like, why would I even want a house? And he said a very profound thing to me. He said, you're making someone else rich. And I was like, oh. Wow. Okay.
Unravel that.
I was like, okay.
Right.
You know, because I'm paying rent. I'm not owning
Right.
anything, and I'm paying a lot of money to someone to just stay in their place.
Right.
Like, dude, buy something where you can have equity.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it, but when he said that to me, I was like, oh, okay. I feel
Right.
real dumb right now, but okay, Lynn, I'll come to Harlem. He's like, just give me 2 hours in Harlem this Saturday. And I got it within like 15, 20 minutes of walking in and out of crack houses.
What?
Like crack houses where it was
Oh my goodness.
feces and urine and crack vials and homeless people in the houses, and you walk in and you see the sky because the roof has been rotted out.
Yeah.
but the bones were really nice in the houses. Like they were really nice.
Right.
And I could see like, yo, if I put some money in this joint, like this could be amazing. And I'm paying less than what I was paying for a 1-bedroom apartment. I get 4 floors. And then Lenny was like, yo, and then you can rent out like the garden level, and then you can rent out the upstairs, and you can live in the first 2 floors, and the rent will take care of your mortgage. And then you can borrow against that money. I was like, oh, this is what white people do. I'm from the hood, so I didn't know any of that stuff. Like I didn't know the game. I didn't know the money game like that.
Right.
I was like, wow. I was like, okay, I get it. And then when we were walking down the street,
Right.
I'm getting goosebumps right now just about talking about when we're walking down the street, people were like talking and saying hi and good morning. The drug dealers was like, yo, what's up, bruh? Yo, you up in Harlem? Yeah, man. All right, cool. Have a good day. The little old ladies were like, hey, baby, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you. You know,
Wow,
like
that's amazing.
everybody was
Community.
speaking. Yeah, very communal. Like people were just cool. And I was like, this is way different than Midtown Manhattan.
Right.
You know, like where I
Right.
didn't only knew one person on my floor in my apartment building where I lived for 4 years. Like I knew one person, and he and I wasn't even all that cool. We just said hi whenever
Right.
we saw each other.
Okay.
But we never went to each other's apartments. It wasn't like that. It was a very
Yeah.
cold atmosphere living in Midtown.
Right.
But in Harlem, it was just warm. Like it was just, I was like, yo, I want some of this. So I ended up buying a house in Harlem. And I felt like Harlem was going to be the future.
Right.
Everyone but my mother told me it was stupid for me to buy a house in Harlem.
Okay.
My financial advisor, my father, all my friends that had money, they were like, oh, Harlem, they've been saying Harlem's going to come up for years, dude. Harlem ain't never going to come up.
Right.
Right now, Harlem is the hottest place in all of New York.
Wow.
All of New York.
Yeah.
You can't even buy a house under maybe 1.7 to 1.8 million dollars now.
That is so
You can't even get in
expensive.
for under that. And when you get in, you're gonna have to put in another 200,000-300,000
Yeah.
in it to get it
Yeah.
up to par.
Right.
So you're talking now over $2 million for a house
That's
in Harlem.
crazy. That's crazy. And how much did you buy it for?
For a couple 100,000.
Look at that.
And at the time, that was the most that anyone had paid for Harlem, for a house in Harlem.
Right.
And everyone was like, Troy, you're stupid. But I was like, Harlem's going, I can feel it. Like this place is going to explode one day.
Yeah.
Like I know
I mean,
it
how
is.
did you know that?
I could feel it. Like I
What do you
can't.
mean by you could feel it? Is it like
It was like when I walked into my
intuition?
house, like we went into like 50 places.
Yeah.
But when I walked in
Yeah.
to the house that I was in, that I ended up buying, I didn't get past the four-way. That's the first entrance area.
Yeah.
I didn't see any rooms. I didn't see the living rooms, kitchens, nothing. Didn't go upstairs. But I could feel, I was like, this is gonna be my house. I'm going to get married one day. I'm gonna have kids, and I'm going to raise them. This is with me just walking in because I could feel it.
I mean,
And
what do you even call that? That is
I don't
like
know
a
what you call
gift.
that. Like I can't.
It's like a gift.
It's not like I can tell the future or anything
Right.
like that. But I can vibe things. That's one of my. I always say that God blesses every person. I don't care if you're handicapped. I don't care if you're 2 feet tall. I don't care if you got bad skin and no teeth. You still got blessings.
Yeah.
Like God blesses everybody with something or
Right.
some things
Because he's just.
that that you're better at than everyone you know.
Right.
And my blessings are I can vibe things really well,
Yeah.
and my creativity and my people relationship skills
Right.
are amazing. And I like to solve problems.
That's a good
Those
one.
those things are my blessings, and I
Yeah.
stay within my blessings.
Yeah.
So with that,
Stay within your blessings.
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
just
'cause when you-
dropped a very, very deep line.
yeah, 'cause when
just
you-
like a by the way.
when you roll
Yeah.
outside your blessings, that's when you want. A cat told me once, he was watching me work.
Right.
It was a Jewish dude. He's like, Troy, I've been watching you work. This is when I was working at Sony. He's like, you work too hard. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, people think Jews work hard. He's like, we don't. We work smart. He's like, you need to work smart. Like, don't do everybody's job.
Right.
Hire the right people so that they can do their job so that you can do your job. so that you stay in your lane.
Right.
Just stay in your lane
Stay
and
in
let
your
everybody
lane.
stay in their lanes.
Right.
And that's the best way to manage. That's the best way to work.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I was like, and anytime I've tried to go out my lane, I mess up.
Right.
Because that's
it's
not,
out of
I suck
your-
with math.
yeah.
What am I doing going over budgets?
Yeah.
You know, I can't do that.
Right.
You know, any type of legal stuff, and I'm trying to read that stuff, and I make mistakes. I need someone who's good at that to cover that stuff.
Right.
Um,
And so many
so-
people out there, because of identity crisis, so many people try to be what they're not.
yeah.
And so what would you tell someone who's trying to figure out, what are those blessings that are for them?
They're innate.
Okay.
Look inside.
Look
There are things
inside.
you can do with your eyes closed that no one else can do around you. Those are your blessings.
Right.
Where everybody else is
And
tripping.
don't despise them.
Yeah, no,
if they
embrace
look-
them.
Right.
Same guy taught me, he said, work on your strengths,
Right.
never work on your weaknesses. Your weaknesses are going to be your weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses.
Right.
I'm never going to be able to spell, no matter how good, no matter how hard I try.
Yeah.
You know, my friends, I suck at languages. I've been here for 11 years and my Swahili is horrible. And I've even taken a course
Right.
in Swahili
Right.
and I failed. Like, I can't do it.
Right.
You know, my brain isn't wired for languages. My
Right.
brain isn't wired for math or numbers or remembering people's names.
Yeah.
I suck
Both
at
of
that.
us.
Yeah.
Right.
But my brain is wired for some other stuff.
You're very creative.
And I stay within that. I don't worry about the things that I'm horrible at.
Right.
I'm always going to be horrible at those things. If you're really good at the good things, they'll cover up the things you suck at.
Right.
You know, and that's what he told me. He's like, don't worry about the things you're bad at.
Right.
Like, just work on the things that you're great at and make
Right.
them greater.
Right. I think something else people can do actually is writing down like what you're really good at, and what Troy is talking about. Look inside because it comes so organically and naturally for you, as opposed to investing so much energy as something that you really suck at.
Yep.
And then you get frustrated at yourself. You get frustrated at people around you just because you're not staying true to self.
Yep.
Wow, I love that.
I learned at Howard. This is funny. This is for the young men out there that are struggling and trying to make it, might be in college or whatever, and you're competing, with guys that might have money and come from better families and all that kind of stuff. And when I say better families, meaning like they're established families and things.
Got you.
When I went to Howard, there were a lot of guys that had, freshman, sophomore years, had Porsches, BMWs, Mercedes, things of that nature. I was like, how am I going to compete with these guys to get girls to go out with me? Like, how?
That was the first thing that came to mind.
No, that's the first thing. I was like, how am I going to do this?
Had to be girls.
No, but yeah, it was girls motivate men to do everything.
Even entering wars.
Yes, even entering wars. You guys are the most
Right.
powerful thing that God ever created.
Yeah, no.
Yes, you guys are. And I said, well, I can't compete with them financially. I can't compete with them in regards to saying, oh, well, my family, we vacation here and we vacation there, and my father's Dr. So-and-so and my mother's Senator so-and-so. I can't compete that way. I was like, how can I compete? And I was like, and just watching those guys, I was like, those guys rely on their money and their status when they're trying to get women. I said, I'm going to rely on my personality. I have a really good personality,
That's true.
my strength.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to make my personality so freaking dope that she's not going to care that I'm poor. She's not going to ask me who my father is or my mother and what they do and where we vacation and all.
She's going to be enjoying your presence.
My presence, I'm going to make her laugh.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
I'm going to be all the things
Right.
that these other dudes aren't. Working on, again, my strengths. Those are my strengths.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
you young cats out there, work on your strengths.
Work on your strengths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now there's Harlem, and then I'm trying to connect between Harlem and Kenya. Is there a gap there?
No.
Is there something
no,
I'm
no,
missing?
Nope.
Okay.
Because from working in the music industry,
Which, by the way, you worked with like big brands. Oh,
Yeah.
is that in marketing though? That's
yeah.
later.
So no.
after-
Well, when I was at Sony, I worked for artists like Michael Jackson, Sade, Luther Vandross,
Come on now.
Shabba Ranks. Started Sony's first rap division in 1991. our biggest record was Snoop's first record,
Oh,
which a lot of
wow.
people would not realize. They might think it's like Gin and Juice and those records. Snoop's first record was a Deep Cover, which is a movie. For people out there that like gangster movies, it's a fantastic gangster movie.
I'll watch it.
And the soundtrack was called Deep Cover, and the title song was called Deep Cover, and that was Snoop's first record. History. It was the first rap record, West Coast rap record, to ever be played on the East Coast. Because back then,
Yeah.
the East Coast was like, we're not playing, that stuff is corny.
Right.
Like, we're not playing West Coast music, it's corny. We only play East Coast. We didn't, they did, in New York, you didn't even hear records from the South.
Really?
You only heard New York, Philly, Boston rappers in New York and on the East Coast. That was it.
Okay.
But I got Deep Cover on New York radio, and it was the first time a West Coast rap group or artist was ever played in New York. And that was Deep Cover's record. And then Snoop just took off from there.
That's amazing.
But yeah, did that, worked for Sony, and then left in like 95, 96 to consult for a bunch of other labels.
Okay.
Where I worked for Bad Boy, Rockefeller,
Wow.
Warner Brothers, a bunch of different labels and big artists. And then one day I was like, yo, if I could market a record and an artist, I can market anything.
Right.
Because we were taught, like I always believed, the best creatives come from the music industry.
Yeah.
At least back then.
Yeah.
Because there were no rules. Like we had budgets for attorneys, we had budgets for fines, we had budgets in case I got locked up or anyone got locked up.
Okay.
Like you were covered because you were told to break rules to get your records played or to get notoriety to your artists, no matter what you had to do. If it included getting locked up or doing all kinds of wild, crazy, illegal things to make it happen, they didn't care.
Wow.
They were just like, get it done.
Right.
My bosses never cared. Like I could never say, well, I couldn't get the record on the radio station because the program director didn't like the record. He would look at me and be like, well, I'll get somebody to make him like the record.
Wow.
So I had to figure
come
out
up with a way.
how in the world am I going to get this
Right.
guy to play my record, whether or not it was legal or illegal. So you're forced to be extremely creative in the
It
music
really
industry.
stretches you.
Like, yo, you had to think out the box. You just couldn't come up with
Right.
some regular marketing plan or regular anything. You couldn't because you're competing with thousands of other artists.
Yeah. Wow.
So how are you going to push your artist to shine over
Right.
those thousands of other artists?
Gotta be out of that box.
Yeah, you just got to be out of the box. And
Yeah.
no idea was ever too crazy.
Okay.
Like never.
Yes.
They were never too crazy. So because
What's
of
the
that,
craziest thing you ever did, if you don't mind sharing?
I did some really dumb stuff
Is it?
where I could have gotten really fired. But I'd say the most creative thing,
Yeah.
well, on the creatives, I can't really
Or
talk.
out of the box.
Okay.
Like creative and just out there. It doesn't have to be something that is.
I
quote,
can't
unquote,
talk about the
illegal.
things that I did to get people to play my records or to get like MTV or BET to play my
Yeah.
music videos in regards to crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
But I can talk about like my most creative campaigns.
Okay.
And actually, two of them were here.
Wow.
Yeah. Not in the music industry,
Yeah.
but on the marketing side of things. And
Okay,
we'll get
marketing
into that when I talk about how
Yes.
I moved from music to marketing regular brands.
Gotcha.
Because I was like, if you can market music, you can market anything. So my first brand that I worked with was Dannon Yogurt. A friend of mine was working at Dannon. He was like, yo, we were talking about it in a meeting and we'd like to have more black people eat yogurt. And I was like, yo, I can make yogurt hot.
Right.
You know, and I told them what I wanted to do. I wanted to shrink wrap some SUVs, have them playing music, have beautiful women at bodegas. Those are the, the corner stores where you can buy stuff at in the hood, doing sampling of the yogurt and stuff like that. And he was like, okay, let's do a little sample section in Harlem and see if we get an uptick. So we did it for 3 weeks. They got a crazy uptick of yogurts being sold. And he was like, okay, let's do New York. So I did all of New York, and then I did a national campaign.
Wow.
And then from there, I moved over to and did some work with Coke, and then Nike, and then American Express, and then Gillette, and the U.S. Navy, and Target, and a whole bunch of different liquor brands. And then I moved into politics.
Okay. What?
And I minored in political science at Howard, so I love politics.
Okay.
So my first political campaign was Mayor Bloomberg, one of the richest men in the world. I did African American and Hispanic outreach for him in New York. He ended up breaking a record for African Americans and Hispanics turning out to vote for a Republican in New York. So did his campaign, did his next campaign, and in between there, I did Hillary Clinton's senatorial campaign, and then some work with the Clinton Foundation, then John Kerry's campaign.
Yeah.
That's the only campaign I've ever lost. John Kerry's president. The only campaign I've ever worked on that the politician lost was, and that's just because they didn't want to listen.
It wasn't on you.
Wasn't me. It was they didn't want to listen.
Right.
You know. And then Senator Claire McCaskill, who was the first female governor of Missouri.
Wow.
I worked on her campaign. And what I do with those campaigns, I was doing things that we did in the music industry. Like I took a 75-year-old, well, she wasn't 75, maybe she was like late 60s, 70, white lady. She looked like somebody's grandmama. I was like, I feel your energy, your vibe, I love your policies. I was like, I want to take you to the clubs at like 2 o'clock in the morning in the hood in St. Louis. Like, you know, in Kansas City. Like, I want to take you in the hood and to the barbecue spots when people are leaving the hood. I mean, leaving the clubs at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Because that's a place they would never expect an old white lady who's a politician to be at.
Exactly.
And I don't want you to have a whole bunch of security. I want your security to be dressed in jeans and T-shirts and stuff like that so that they don't look like security.
Right.
And she has a really good personality, so I knew it would work. She's like somebody's grandmother. She reminded me of old black grandmama. So I was like, your personality and energy will work well at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because people will be like, Claire McCaskill, what are you doing up in? And then I had the DJ like giving her shout out at like 2:30 in the morning in a hood club. Yo, we got Claire McCaskill up in the house. And she's standing there smiling and walking around, shaking and hugging hands and stuff. Like, it worked.
Wow.
You know, and she got a huge turnout and she won. And I was like, okay, these methods work. Like these street teams and guerrilla marketing and all that kind of stuff work in politics. They just don't work in the music industry, but they work for brands. They work for everything.
Wow.
So I brought guerrilla marketing and street team knowledge that I took from the music industry and brought that into politics. Another thing that I've learned in life is that you got to be a chameleon. You got to be able to change your colors when the tide swings. You can't just be stuck doing one thing.
No.
And I'm glad I moved out of the industry, because literally I was having a conversation the other day with a friend of mine, and I was like, if I knew 500 people in the music industry in the 90s, maybe 5 of those people have a job now.
Really?
Because it's shrunk so much with all the larger record labels buying up the smaller record labels, and all the radio stations have been bought up by a bunch of conglomerates. So the industry has shrunk tremendously. Like tremendous. It's hard to get a job in the music industry, unlike in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. So I'm glad I moved into products, general marketing, brands.
It's amazing how things in your life just move at the right time.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that trend? Like,
but you gotta feel it though.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
the
you
thing.
can't be
That gift
stubborn.
you got. That you can feel things and you know when to transition. And,
I was like, it's time for me to move out of this, because pretty soon they're not gonna need me.
Right.
You know.
And you saw that way ahead.
Yeah, I could see it a mile away. And I was like, they're not gonna need me. So dude, you need to rebrand yourself. And I was like, if I can market records, I can market anything. I market some of the biggest artists in the world. Like, you can use those same tactics for regular brands.
Right.
You know, and because of my love of politics, I moved into politics.
Got it.
And then got married,
Yeah.
had 2 beautiful kids. Shout out to Aza, my daughter, and my son Troy.
Yeah.
Amazing kids. My son graduated from Howard.
Woohoo!
He followed after me
followed after
2
your
years ago.
footsteps.
Now he's
Yeah.
working for an entertainment company in LA.
Look
And my
at
daughter is
that.
graduating from Loyola Marymount this year. Yeah, so
Congrats.
yeah,
Right.
fantastic kids.
Right.
Bless.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Right.
So moved here because my ex-wife's job brought us here, and I was like, yo, I can recreate myself anywhere, and I can make things happen anywhere. I don't care if we're in Alaska. I can market ice, you know.
I mean, sorry, I'm just gonna pause there because I'm sure there's someone there who's thinking, I mean, how do you just do it? How do you rebrand yourself? You know,
do it.
How like are
See,
there like steps to go about it?
A lot of
or you
times,
just-
like you don't.
it's
A
from a
lot of
point of
people might
believing?
need. Some people might need to read books on it.
Okay.
And watch speeches and
Yeah.
stuff, and that's cool
Yeah.
if you got to do it.
Yeah.
Me, I don't live. I always say I don't live in a gray area. It's either this or that.
Gotcha.
When you're in a gray area, you're stalled. You're not moving. You're overthinking things. I just say, make it happen. Like,
And you
just
go
do
for it.
Yeah, and just go for it. Like, there's no excuses.
And
like,
no
just,
plan B, you
No,
just
no.
give it a
Just
100.
make it happen. And you might fail, but you, like I said, you learn from it, and then
Yeah.
you get up and I have this philosophy,
Uh-huh.
and it's called, and I made this up myself.
Okay.
It's called the white woman in a scary movie syndrome. So
Okay,
if you-
what's that?
So if you're watching, like, especially an old school movie from like the 70s and 80s horror movie,
Yeah.
and there's a white lady and she's running through the woods and the monster's chasing
Chasing her.
She's way faster than the monster. The monster's always really slow.
Okay.
She's running, and she trips and falls. And then she lays there and she cries. And you're like, get up,
Right.
get up. You're hollering at the screen, get up, get up. And she just lays there, and then the slow ass monster catches her and kills her.
Right.
To me, that's life in problems. It's okay to cry.
Interesting.
I'm a masculine dude, but I am not afraid to shed a tear. Letting the tears go is cleansing.
Right. It is
You know,
cleansing.
But you cry, you freaking beat yourself up for 5 seconds, then you get the freak up and you freaking start running again.
Right.
Because if you lay there, the monster's gonna catch you.
Right. And
You
that's
know?
the end
And that's
of
the
you.
devil, like, constantly putting negative things in your
Yeah,
head. Oh,
100.
you failed. Oh, you embarrassed yourself. Oh, this. Oh, that. You're never gonna make it.
Right.
I did it. I did it. That's all that stuff that he puts in your head when
Yeah,
you fall.
yeah.
And then you just lay there and you stay there, and then the monster catches you. You know, and I told you I hate to lose, so I
Right.
can't let the monster catch
No,
me.
you
I'm gonna
pick
fall,
yourself up and-
I'm gonna wipe my face off, I'm
Right.
gonna cry a little bit, and I'm gonna keep it moving. You know, and that's not staying in the gray area. That's like making it happen.
Right.
You know.
Wow. That I'm sure a lot of people are encouraged by that.
You know, I hope
you
so.
know?
I hope so, because it's
Right.
helped me out tremendously.
Got you.
You know,
Wow.
tremendously.
Right.
So
So
I
now
believed.
I'm sorry. Uh-huh.
I believed that when I came here, I was going to make it happen. Like I was going to be doing things. I just knew it.
And you'd never been to Africa before.
Never. That was one of the good things about my exes. Like we both were very kind of adventurous.
Okay.
So
that's
we were
good.
like, yo, our
Yeah.
kids will get a chance to grow up in Harlem, in Kenya.
Come
We didn't know
on.
anything about Kenya.
Right.
We'd never been to Africa. The funny thing is when you put things out and you say things, and they say the power of the tongue.
Right.
Before she got the opportunity, about 3 or 4 months before then, I said to her, I'm tired of spending money on our vacations in all these like white countries. Like we've never been to Africa. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Like our next vacation will be in Africa. And then she got a job offering like 3, 4 months later, and we both were like, yo, let's go. And it was literally for 3 years. And I was like, cool, let's do it.
Right.
I called a couple friends that lived in South Africa that
Right.
had been to Kenya just to ask them what it's like and stuff like that. Did my research online and was like, let's do it.
Right.
And came here, and then God just opened up the floodgates of blessings, like put us all around the right people,
Right.
kids in the right school, just everything was easy. I always call Kenya for expat Africa Light,
Mm.
meaning like it has everything that you'd want in the U.S. I don't
Right.
like saying first world and third world because actually Africa's the first world because this is where the first people are from.
Come on now.
So this is the first world.
Yeah.
So everybody else is second and third world. But it has everything that you'd want if you live in the States or if you live in Europe, anywhere.
right.
You come to Kenya, you get on your phone as soon as you get your luggage, you call in, you order an Uber.
Yeah.
Then you freaking go to a 5-star hotel and there's tons of them.
Lots of them.
You know,
Yeah.
or a dope Airbnb. There's thousands of them that are
true.
really nice.
Yeah.
You know, not no
Yeah.
bull crap,
No.
you know, spots. And then you go to a 5-star restaurant, you know, and then you can go to a 5-star club and just, it's this very easy place to be at and to, you know, land softly. So I call it Africa Light. But then you could be stuck in traffic because the Maasai is crossing the road with his cattle.
yes.
Like, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
I'm sure the first time you saw it, you're like, what? Are those?
Yeah, I was like, I was asking my
cows
driver, I was like, yo,
in the
what's going
city?
on? Like, you know, he's like, oh no, the Messiah is just crossing the road with his cattle. And I sat back, I was like, wow, that's cool. I'm late for my meeting, but this is cool.
Oh, wow. right.
You know,
so
but
it
it's
was
a
a smooth transition.
Very
for you
smooth
and
transition.
For your kids and for
Smooth
your
transition for my
all
kids.
easy. Wow.
Fantastic. And now I've been here for 11 years.
Look at that.
And I'm not trying to leave.
And we don't want you to
Nah, I
leave.
love this. I've lived in London.
Right.
I've lived around the States, been blessed to travel the world.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly,
Right.
the way I felt about about Harlem is the way I feel about Nairobi. Like, I believe that Africa is the future of the world. I believe that Kenya can lead Africa to the future of the world.
Wow.
And I just want to be a part. And the way that I felt about Harlem, and I was 100% right, I totally feel about Kenya and Africa.
Okay.
Like, this is the future. You want to be playing in the future, this is where you need to be.
100.
Like, this is where you need to be.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
and I personally love Kenya. I've been to 10 other African countries. I want to visit more. But Kenya, to me, blows all those countries away.
Wow.
You know, the people,
Yes.
the best weather in the world.
I agree.
You know,
100%.
Kenyans be complaining about the weather. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's hot.
It's like
And I'm
spring weather.
I'm like, what? Like, it's not cold. Like, yesterday, people would say it was cold.
Right.
It was not cold
it
to
was
me.
Not.
I'm watching the news and people are dying in New York because they're freezing to death.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
now
No,
that's cold. That's cold.
Right.
When you can die,
Right.
that's cold.
Yeah.
But this,
Right.
yesterday, I could have been outside in a t-shirt and shorts. It's not cold.
Yeah. And the good thing about Kenya and Nairobi precisely is that it also doesn't get too cold.
Yeah, it
I mean,
doesn't-
too hot,
It
rather.
does. Nairobi doesn't get hot
Yeah,
at all.
it doesn't. Nairobi doesn't get hot.
I've never said, although you guys would be like it's hot, you know, but
I mean,
never,
there are days I
I'm
feel
not-
hot. In January.
Never
right?
feel hot in Nairobi.
Right.
Because where I grew up at, like the East Coast is like
Right.
Mombasa in the summertime. You know, it's
Yeah,
really
super
hot.
hot.
The air's thick.
Yeah.
You're just sweating, just standing.
Yeah.
You know, now that's hot.
Yeah.
You know, it's never
Never
like that in
gets there.
Nairobi. It's
never.
the best weather
Perfect
in the
sweet
world.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenyans are amazing.
I agree.
Smart,
Yeah.
cool, warm.
Yeah.
You know, just good people. I love working with Kenyans.
Oh, wow.
You
I
know,
love to hear that.
so the people, the weather, the opportunities because of the growth.
Right.
You
Let's
know,
talk about those opportunities,
you know,
and
it's-
for people watching out there and being like, hey, I'd really love to move to Kenya, but I don't know what I can do. Maybe I have this money that I can invest, but I have no idea absolutely where to even get started. What would you say?
So always say whatever you do, no matter where you're at,
Yeah.
you can do it here. You can do it here.
You're the first I've heard say that.
I have 12 friends that have moved here because I'm here now over 11 years. They came to visit several times and then were like, I can't do the States anymore. I'm moving.
Right.
12. And I've got 2 friends who are just here that are planning on moving here within the next 3 to 4 months.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And they just visited once.
Yeah, well, my 2 friends
Right.
that were just here, this was his 3rd time, and my other friend, this was his 2nd time. Wow. Yeah.
They
they're
keep
just
coming back.
yeah, and then I've brought over 500 people here
Right.
over 11 years, and not one time has someone said, Troy, it was aight, like it was cool, like yeah, thanks for inviting me. Everyone has said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The people, the food, the weather, it's just amazing.
It's the place to be.
Like everyone says
Yeah.
it's amazing. It gets an A. Anywhere in between an A plus to an A minus. That's what I've always gotten for grades on coming to Nairobi.
Right.
You know, and then going out like to the coast or to the Mara and
Right.
those things.
That's the thing, the diversity of
yeah.
things to do.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can't
Right.
get
You
bored
can
in
even
the
go
city.
hiking,
Yeah.
you can go mountain climbing. You have two options. You have Kilimanjaro, you
Yep.
have Mount Kenya,
Yep.
you have the coast, you have the Masai Mara,
Yep.
you have all these. I mean,
It's
the
amazing.
diversity is amazing.
This is the best place in the world.
Right, I agree.
Hands down.
100.
Nowhere, no place close.
But it's so interesting because of the frustration of so many Kenyans, they want to leave.
Yeah,
You know
whenever
what
I talk to
mean?
Kenyans and
Yeah,
they're like,
they're like-
so, yo, Troy, tell me, I want to go to the States. I want to do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll give you a great example. When we first moved here, we were staying at the Tribe Hotel.
Okay.
And I became really friendly with the guy that was the bar manager, and he also trained the staff. And he's like, Troy, I want to go to the States. And I looked at him, I was like, dude, you see how much power you have here and the things that you're doing? Why would you go to the States and your first job opportunity at a hotel is going to be as a doorman
Come on now.
in a suit and a hat where you're going to be carrying white people's luggage every day?
Right. And freezing
Like, why
in the
would you?
winter.
Why would you want to do that?
Standing out there, right?
Yeah. And
Right.
you're gonna have to work your way up
Right.
in a
It's
very
like lots of years.
systematic system
Yeah.
where people have been there before.
Right.
They've got the relationships already, so they're gonna be way ahead of you.
Right.
You know, like why? Well, you're here. If you want to do something different, since you're doing the staff at the Tribe, which was the best hotel at the time, and still I love the Tribe. Back then, I was like, why don't you start a company where you're training people and staff for all the hotels that are here? Like, why don't you think about doing something like that
Right.
instead of, oh, I want to go to the States. And then you're in the States and you get treated like crap all day, every day. Like, why would you want that energy?
Right.
And then the cost of living is way more expensive. Now, you make more money in the States, but the cost of living is more.
Yeah.
Plus the energy and all the pressure and the rat
Right.
race and
Right.
all that. Like, it's not worth it. I was like, why don't you, since you're managing Tribe,
Yeah.
why don't you just start a management firm training, you know, staff for for hotels that are looking for staff? Since you
Right.
do it and you do it really well, this is the best staff I've ever been around. Like, why don't you do that? And he was like, wow, okay. I was like, yes, keep your ass here.
Yeah.
Like, and then get creative
Right.
and figure out other things, but don't leave here. This is the future. Like, you don't want to leave here. You want to be here on the ground level.
Yes.
You know, where you go to the States, dude, there's millions ahead of you
It's true.
that want that same job
Right.
that are American.
Yeah.
You know, so they're gonna be ahead of the line.
Right.
You know, so why do that? Like, there's no reason for Kenyans to want to. This is the future.
It's a place to be.
Europe has had its time.
Right.
Freaking China's had its time.
Right.
The U.S. has had its time.
Right.
It's Africa's time.
It is Africa's time.
You know, so that whole thing, brain drain, like the smartest people leaving the country and stuff.
Yeah.
That should not be happening.
And then you know
Like-
what happens really is that they all their prime years up to when they're like 70, and then they come back.
then
They
come
have
back.
nothing to show for it.
You
Most
just spend all the
times-
money in the States. Like,
Yeah, you spend it there, or even when you come here, you cannot reconnect with people. You know, you're in different life. I don't know if I should say like seasons, but people are just ahead. And I noticed that when I went to China. I was in China for 13 years. When I
Nice.
came back, as much as I was earning so much when I was there, my friends here who were probably earning like a quarter of what I was earning had more investments, had social capital, and had all these other things.
Right.
And I had to, still trying to catch up.
catch up. And you were in China, an advanced first world place, and you came
living
here
in
and had to play catch
Shanghai,
up.
you know,
Yeah,
having a good life.
yeah.
But then you come back and you realize, you know what? This is like the best place to be in the world, and just that peace of mind. I remember you shared when, you know, a little earlier about your first couple of days when you noticed that you had so much peace. And we'll get to that.
Okay, I'll share
I had
now.
something similar.
Okay, cool.
I had a similar encounter when I repatriated in 2020. And one day I was just in my mom's place and just resting, chilling. And it was in the morning, and I had this incredible amount of peace and joy.
Right.
And other feelings that I don't have words or, like, you know, the lingua to use. And I remember feeling so safe, secure, and at home. And I felt that for a couple of days. So when you talked about that, I could relate.
Okay.
Because I had the same experience. And I am Kenyan.
And you're Kenyan, which
born
is...
and raised
right,
up to a certain degree in Kenya.
Right.
Left as a teenager. But still, like,
Right.
I can relate to what you say.
Yeah,
But yeah, jump into that story.
That
I
feeling
love it.
is... I've
Right.
never felt like that. It's wild because we were talking, and I'll tell the public now. We were here for about 4 months, and I woke up and I felt these two things. I felt very light, like I could jump in the air and stay there. It was the weirdest thing, and I wasn't doing drugs. But it was the weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life. And I felt really happy, like to the point where I could cry. And I felt like this every day for about 4 or 5 days.
Incredible.
And then one day, I figured out what it was. I was like, whoa, I've been carrying the weight of a refrigerator, literally a refrigerator on my back since I was a child of being a black man. And the stress and the bad energy that comes along with that in the States.
Right.
And I was like, now that weight is lifted off of my back, and like I was saying earlier, I feel human now. I don't feel like a black man. I just feel human, like a regular guy.
Right.
Like I was born, I'm a human, and I'm a human.
And you're leaving.
Like I was like, this is amazing. This human thing
Wow.
is amazing. And then literally 5 minutes later, like I was crying through this whole thing, like, wow, this is unbelievable. And I was like, whoa, all my family members, my kids, all my friends, whether or not they didn't go to college, or whether or not they've got 5 degrees, whether or not they make $25,000 a year, or unless they make a couple $1 million a year, they still have this weight that they're carrying, and they don't even realize it.
Right.
And I was like, that's why lots of black people die early. That's why we have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, why we're overweight, why we do some of the dumb things that we do. It's that stress, that weight that we carry that we don't even know that we're carrying. And I didn't even realize I was carrying it.
Right.
You know, until it disappeared. And then I was like, whoa. And that's why I love it here so much, because I'm just human.
Come on now.
You know.
And you should be, because you're a human being.
Yeah, I didn't know I was human. I just always thought I was a black man. Like, I'm not human, I'm a black man.
Right. And that's what I was talking. Remember the last time we hang out, we were talking about, you know, the brain and how like stress levels increase your cortisol.
Right.
And what happens when your cortisol increases is that your body organs are affected. And so heart failures and all these other issues you've mentioned, you know, they are affected because your brain is producing too much of that hormone. And that hormone is the same hormone that's released when you see a lion and you're fighting for your life. So you can imagine that perpetual state of feeling like you have a fridge on your back, and as a result, cortisol is extremely high. And because of that, what you're saying, dying young. And doing crazy things just to survive. And you know what? That can change. You just need to
move to Kenya.
It's that simple.
I don't know anybody who said
Right.
that. I mean, this place is so amazing. And I don't remember if I've said this because we've been talking for close to an hour now.
Right.
But I don't know anyone that's ever came here that was like, it was just all right. Like everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is the best place in the world. The people, the weather, the food.
Right.
And when I say food to Kenyans, they're like, well, our food isn't, I mean, it's okay. I'm like, nah. Your food is natural.
And it's fresh.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
If you eat a chicken, it was running around 3 days ago or 2 days ago or yesterday. If you eat a cow, that Joan was eating
grass
3 days ago, 4 days ago maybe, not last month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
All of your fruits and vegetables, now this is gonna blow you away, have seeds in them. None of the fruits and vegetables in the States have. I was at my sister's house last year and I was cutting a watermelon.
Right.
And I was like, yo, where the seeds at? She's like, Troy, you've been in Africa too long. Like, watermelon, nothing has seeds in it anymore in the States. You know?
Oh my God.
And I was like, wow, that is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, how do fruits and vegetables not have seeds in them?
That is not normal.
Like, okay, this is why we're one of the most unhealthiest countries in the world.
Yeah.
And you would figure, America,
Right.
you know, but this is one of the most unhealthiest countries in the world.
True.
And every time I go back, I don't know what 5 pounds is in kgs, maybe 2.5 or 3 kgs.
Give
but
or
I,
take, yeah.
I gain that every month, eating the same things that I eat here. But if I stay for 2 months, I gain 10 pounds, which is maybe 7 kgs, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Give or
I
take.
suck at that. But it's, and all my friends say the same thing.
Right.
You know, they eat bread in the States, they get bloated. Eat bread here, you don't
They're
get bloated.
fine.
You're
Right.
fine. You know, it's just the food here is amazing. It's all natural.
Yeah, it's all natural.
So,
And that's what you're talking about, like lifestyle.
yeah.
It's a lifestyle change, and it's a positive lifestyle change. And I know we look at the Western world as like there's so much ahead, and it's true, you know, when it comes to technology and other things. But also Africa is rising and rising so fast.
Yep.
And so it's time we believe in ourselves. It's time we believe in our nation. It's time also, you Black people, you Black American wonderful people that I love so dearly, so dearly.
You know,
consider Kenya, because honestly there's so many opportunities, and I hope we're going to be seeing lots and lots of you.
We're coming, and if not Kenya, to Ghana, to SA.
Right.
I have friends that live in Uganda now, Tanzania. Like I said, not every country is for everybody, just like every college is not for everybody. You know, not everybody's going, although I don't know anyone that's come to Kenya and said it sucked. Like, everyone I know loves this place. But, you know, I have friends that live in Johannesburg and Cape Town, but more and more. I just read something in the New York Times that was either published this weekend or maybe Friday that said for the first time in U.S. history, over the last 5 years, more people left than came in.
What?
Yeah. And this is the New York Times. Yeah. Wow. So it's not just Black people. It's like white people, Asians, Indians. It's like, yo, let's see where there might be some happier places to live at.
Exactly. Exactly. Something is happening, you know. But now, you know, I wanted to ask you, because you work with lots of brands, and you've worked with big brands. We're talking Coca-Cola, we're talking Safaricom, we're talking like, you know, incredible brands all over the world. What is your current favorite brand that you're working with, and why is that?
It's actually a local brand, but I'm so, did I say so?
Yeah, multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4,
so
multiple times.
Proud of the staff, the owner,
Right.
And that's Mwimbi, the seafood restaurant. I've been with them since when they were building it.
Wow.
And did marketing and events for them, and was kind of like a brand ambassador. And the funny thing is that when they were building it, we're walking through, and I'm walking through with the owners, and I'm like, yo, our competition is not Kenya. It's not Africa. It's Dubai. It's Los Angeles. It's Miami. It's Paris. That's how we got to think about this. And the one thing I love about the owners, and they're Kenyan and Black Kenyan. That's another thing. Remind me about that.
Okay.
Just say, Troy, the whole Black Kenyan thing. Why did you mention that? I was like, when we pick this restaurant up, once it's done, I'm talking about from the guy in the bathroom that's handing out the towel to the DJ, to the waiters, to the maitre d', to the chef, to everything. When we pick it up, if we were to place it in Dubai, will we be able to compete? Will we, and not just compete, but kick behind?
Come on now.
If we were to place it in LA, right on the beach,
Right.
will we blow everybody away?
Right.
Like that's how we, and I love those guys because that's how they were thinking. They were like, yeah, we're not gonna think about any other restaurants here in Kenya. Like we're gonna do our own thing. And we're gonna place it in the CBD. So at the time, there were no high-end restaurants in the CBD.
Right.
Like, cause it's
mostly in
funny about this
Westlands
city,
and-
like this
right.
city's not gonna grow the way it's supposed to grow until the CBD grows. Like there's no urban city in the world that's kicking behind where their central business district is not alive after 7, 8 o'clock. Where there's not really nice hotels, really nice apartment buildings, really
Right.
nice restaurants,
Right.
and people keep the money within the CBD. And that's happening.
Okay.
And I think Mwimbi is played a part in it. Because I remember when I was inviting people to Mwimbi, they were like, Kajabi Street, ooh,
Yeah.
Troy, that's the CBD. You know, we don't do the CBD. And these are Kenyans saying this.
Right.
You know, but it's totally changed people's philosophies about having fun and people with money having fun in the CBD and having
Interesting.
quality in the CBD. So the
Right.
thing that I'm really proud about Mwimbi, it's gone from a place where the Uber drivers didn't even know what Mwimbi was
Right.
to being the #1, and this has happened 2 times we've won this award, the #1 luxury seafood restaurant in the world.
Come on now.
In the world, not Kenya, not Africa,
I
but
hope
the
y'all are
world.
hearing that. Right. The world.
Now, going back to the Black Kenyan part, I've gotten in an argument with a white friend of mine once when he came to one of my events there, and he's like, Troy, who's the Mzungus who own this?
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I was like, Mzungus? I was like, why the F, I said the word, why the F would you think the Mzungus own this? He's like, oh, no, I'm not, no offense or anything, but, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
Like what? What you trying to say?
Right.
But the thing that hurts me the most in the beginning, everybody knows it who owns it
Right.
now.
Right.
But in the beginning, when Black Kenyans would be like, yo, who the Indians or Mzungus that own
Right.
this spot?
Right.
And I'm like, I felt offended. Like,
Can
yo,
imagine.
Kenyans are the dopest people in the world. Like, yo, these Kenyans that have this, who created the spot, who financed the spot. Like, this is their place.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Wow.
we can do this.
And you've proven that we
No,
can.
we can do this. Like, yo.
Right.
But I'm very proud of that and what they've done. That one, and I had an event for Martell Blue Swift, which was kind of legendary. This is right before COVID. They were launching a whole new brand, Martell, and it was called Blue Swift. It wasn't here in the country at all, and I had this party at the house that I was telling you about that I had in Spring Valley. It was a legendary party, 350 people.
What?
Everyone got a bottle. The bottles are like 8,000 to 9,000, and everyone got their own personal bottle. We gave all kinds of gifts out, and the party was just, I had fireworks. It was the first time I brought these guys. You can do it now in Nairobi, because we have the technology here. But I flew these guys in from South Africa to do a laser light show in the sky with Martell Blue Swift going across like the Batman signal up in the sky at night. We had fireworks, a bunch of Kenyan artists performing. Like it was amazing. I built an Alchemist in my backyard, the club
I
Alchemist.
know, I've seen it.
Built-
It's right there at the corner.
Yeah. I
Right.
built one in my backyard, an Alchemist in my backyard. Yeah, at the time, Mama Rocks was my favorite burger spot.
Yeah.
I had them build like a whole Mama Rocks in my backyard.
Wow.
So people were getting free food, free drinks.
Right.
It was just, and I had all kinds of activities going around on the entire property.
Yeah.
went up 70, their orders the following week were 75% more orders for a brand new brand that no one had ever heard of, in all the clubs, bars, and restaurants around the city. And it trended for an entire month.
Wow.
It was #1 for 3 weeks. And the crazy thing is the following year,
Right.
people posted it again and it trended again a year later.
Come on.
Like, when does a brand get that much notoriety
There's something you're doing right, for sure.
for an event? You know what I mean? Where it
Right.
trends a year later. Around the anniversary time. So I was very, 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 very proud of that.
Yeah.
And both of the guys, and to you brand guys out there for these products, both of the guys got promotions, and they
of course.
one went to like Italy and the other one went to like Paris or something. But both of them got promotions from the activation. So
Yeah.
I like doing hot, groundbreaking
And-
like events
And
that are fun.
grand. You like them grand.
I don't do little things.
You don't do-
I always say to my clients, like,
Yeah.
listen, I don't do earthly things. I was like, I'll bring you something from Saturn.
Right.
If you can't go that far, meet me on the moon. But I'm not going to do no earthly things. Like,
love
I don't do that. That's always, I always say that. That's my thing.
Because then you aim for it.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
going to get close to it. If you don't hit it, you're going to
Yeah.
get close to
Yeah.
it. Wow, that's very encouraging. So dare to dream, dare to implement.
Yeah.
Right.
Be different.
And be different.
Yeah,
Be
don't follow the
different.
crowd. I hate that.
100%.
Yeah.
So now the other thing I wanted to ask, this one I'm going to read because I really, really wanted to get it right.
Well, I'm scared.
No, it's a very simple question as we wind up. So the question is, what's the one thing that's bringing you a lot of joy and fulfillment in this season?
Wow. The chase. The constant chase of being great, doing great things.
Right.
It's funny, this is another thing that Kenya did to me. It was an adrenaline shot to my soul. Like, I felt old I came here at 50. I felt old. I look better now at 60 than I did at 40.
You do look
And I always say
really
God
good.
first and then
Right.
Kenya. Like, really was so, the energy that I have now, I
Right.
literally feel like I'm out of college and I haven't done anything successful. Like, I'm like, I gotta do more. Like, I gotta come up with some dope stuff. I gotta create more. I have the same exact energy as I had when I was in my early 20s. And Kenya's given that to me. When I was 50, when I was leaving the States and coming here, I was just following what everybody else was doing. I was just, all my creativity, not all of it, but a lot of it had left me. My energy was not as high as it is now. So the thing that makes me happy and gives me a lot of fulfillment now is the chase of greatness and doing great things.
Right.
And making a difference. Like, I want to make a difference every day. Like, I want to put my stamp on it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and be like, wow, you helped someone, you changed a life, you helped a brand, you did this, you did that. Like, I literally feel like I've done nothing. So that makes me feel
alive. Right.
You know, like, I have so much more to do. I literally feel at 60, I have more to do than I did when I was 25.
That's incredible.
Like,
That's incredible.
I don't
That's a
let
miracle.
I don't let the
just
accolades or
Right.
all that stuff get to me. I feel like I haven't done anything because I feel like I can do greater things.
Because you got the energy for it.
Yeah, I feel like I can do
know?
greater
And
things.
the environment is providing, the essentials that you need to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
So
Okay, thanks for
that's what
answering
energizes
that.
me. Yeah.
And last but not least, what I want to frame this like, what is the advice you'd give people who are going through a rocky time and they feel like they're in a season of setback and they don't know how to bounce back?
Easy. Like, and it kind of goes to the whole white woman in the scary movie thing. I don't, believe me, I've had great story. I told you I got stories.
Yes.
This will help, my stories help answer the questions sometimes. This was the year when I was going through my divorce. So this is like about 4 years ago. And I was talking to one of my boys that I work with all the time, and it was at the end of the year, it was in December. And he's like, Troy, I bet you had a great year this year. And I was like, dude, how about if I told you out of the 365 days, I got my ass kicked 330 of those days. And he's like, oh, you're crazy, bullcrap. I see you 3 to 4 times a week. And we spend quality time together. And you're always happy. You're always positive. You're always bringing good energy. And I was like, because I choose to.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. You choose to be unhappy. No, I don't care if you got your butt kicked. You choose to be unhappy. You don't have to be unhappy.
Right.
You know, and then I learned this thing, and I've always carried this, like, as long as God wakes you up in the morning and gives you the ability to fight, even if you get your butt kicked, it was a blessed day. So it was a good day, even though you lost.
Right.
Even though you don't know how you're gonna pay your rent.
Right.
Even though you can't afford to take your girl out, even if your parents are pushing you because they feel as though you're going the wrong way and you're believing in yourself, doing what you want to do, and all that stuff is mounting. As long it was a blessed day.
Come on.
So I live off of that.
Right.
Like, so what you lost, so what you got your butt whooped, so what your nose is
You can get it
bleeding,
back.
so what you got a bruised eye,
Right.
whatever have you, so what? God woke you up to give you the ability to fight, because there's so many people that wish they had the ability to fight and they can't fight. So if he gives you the ability to fight, it was a blessed day. So be happy.
Be happy. And it's a choice. So
Yeah,
choose
it's a choice.
to be happy.
It's a
Choose
choice.
to be productive. Choose to live a life of purpose, because God created you for a reason and for a time like this.
Yes.
That was an awesome time.
Amen.
Troy, I really appreciate you. I
Amen to the choir.
appreciate you. And I just had a very good time, and I hope
thank you.
you are enjoying this conversation and
Thank
that
you
you're
for the
blessed
opportunity.
by it.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
You're welcome.
And blessings to your viewers.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. It was so nice to have Troy here
It's a
and
blessing.
to have all of you. And I hope that we're going to be seeing you again in the next episode. It's going to keep getting, I want to say better and better, but I mean, we've started on a very high note, so I don't know how we're going to. But you know what? Be back, because we're going to have a good time. We're going to learn, we're going to grow, we're going to develop, and we're going to get out of the mud and do great things.
Yes.
So yeah, see you next time. Ciao.